Hey, in today's video, we're doing a review of the best keyword research tools in 2023. So we're going to be talking about where the industry is headed because you want to find those juicy keywords. They're going to have a lot of search volume that are really relevant to your business, that are going to drive leads and sales for your business. Now, I love content marketing. I love SEO. And the reason for that is I find it to be one of the most valuable and highest ROI channels that you can use for marketing your business. But the industry is changing and some of the tools are a little bit behind with those changes. So what you can see on the screen right here is one of the OGs in the space, right? I think of always ahrefs, Moz, SEMRush, SEMRush, depending on who you are, being those original SEO content marketing tools that really help you do keyword analysis and figure out where you might be able to find some opportunities for your website. So what you're looking at here is actually a little bit of keyword research that I did for this video. And what I did was I just wanted to know, like, what's the search volume around these terms? So what should I title this video? And what you can see here is volume, and then you can also see keyword difficulty. These are two huge metrics when it comes to deciding which types of keywords you want to rank for your website. The issue I have with Ahrefs and also Moz and SEMrush is the keyword difficulty score. No, that is not Kevin Durant. KD stands for keyword difficulty. And the reason for that is it's a little bit more of an archaic process they come up with how to rank for a certain keyword. So if you go to their actual site, and it's going to be a lot of lingo here, but we're going to break it down for you. It's basically saying how many links are going to a certain domain determines how hard it is to rank for that keyword. So if we go back, the higher the keyword difficulty, the harder it's going to be to rank, right? Red is bad, green is good. So if you take it a little bit further, let's go to keyword research tools. This actually gets down to it, and it says we estimate that you will need backlinks from 1,391 websites to rank in the top 10 for this keyword. Now, if you're not familiar, backlinks are just other websites linking to your article, your blog post, your website, and that's going to end up increasing your authority to that page. And according to Ahrefs, it's going to take almost 1,400 websites pointed to that piece of content to be able to rank in the top 10. Now, the reason I think that's a little bit archaic, and I will demonstrate it right here, is this is an app called Google Lens. So I'm actually showing you a screen recording of my screen right now. And now what I have back here is a coffee mug that I really like, and it's because I love the movie Office Space. Hopefully you've heard of it. So I just snapped a picture of that mug there, and what it's doing is it's analyzing it. And the top left, you can see that specific mug on Etsy, and I can see that it's Bill Lumbergh Office Space gift for Boss coffee mug. So just like that, Google was able to analyze in a split second what that mug was, find it online, and actually give me information on that based on the listings online. Now, the reason that I highlight this is Google is a very sophisticated company. We all know that, right? And they're able to analyze this picture in split seconds and pull up other information online and tell me what that image is about. So when it comes to your website, in my opinion, looking at just how many backlinks you have to a page is not the entire picture of how easy it is to rank for a piece of content. So the analogy I have for this is demographics versus psychographics. Demographics are things that are statistical data, age, gender, income, where psychographics are things that refer to information about a particular population's attitudes, aspirations, and other psychological criteria. Now, at the beginning of this video, I kind of actually blended these two things because what I did is I used this tool to come up with search volume. That's very statistical. It's like demographic information. What should I title this video? What should this video be about? But when you hit the video, I was hitting more on psychographics type of stuff at the beginning of the video. I said, we're talking about juicy keywords. We're going to drive traffic and sales to your business. I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of the person watching this video. What Ahrefs does really well is it does the demographic stuff. It does the statistical analysis of keywords, other sites. What's the keyword difficulty score based on the things that are easy to quantify? What it does a poor job of is looking at your overall website and looking for the opportunities based on topical authority and things of that nature. So why don't we check out a couple other tools that get more into the airy-fairy side of psychographic. So this is a tool called MarketMuse, which is using AI to uncover opportunities for your website. So this is a great tool if you have an existing website, you have existing content, but you want to find those little like hidden gems where you're like, you know what, you should be making a piece of content about this. I actually found their deck here that explains it a little bit better, but basically it comes down to topic modeling technology. So what they're able to do is they're able to look at the topic that you're searching for, but then look at your website and overall authority, and then find what are the related topics that you could be creating content for that would feed into your main topic cluster, your content. So I want to show you what this tool actually looks like, and we're going to be talking about some of the limitations of the tool as well. So what I decided to do is take this very popular website, contentmarketinginstitute.com, and we plugged it into MarketMuse. So what it ends up doing is we're on the all for inventory, And this allows you to filter through data and see where there might be some easy content wins. And the interesting thing is when you look at this, they have something called personalized difficulty. Now, if you remember with ahrefs, this was called keyword difficulty, which was based on backlinks that were going to that particular page. So again, very just based on statistical data. They were like saying this is how many on average backlinks are going to that page. If you hover over here, the way that they come up with this is that it measures how difficult it would be for your domain to rank for a topic based on your coverage of related topics and overall authority. So they're actually analyzing your website as a whole and seeing what kind of authority you have on certain topics. Now, for something like contentmarketinginstitute.com, they're not going to be able to rank very well for something like mesothelioma because that's not what that website is about, where ahrefs doesn't take in that context when they come up with the difficulty score. So this is an awesome tool in terms of being able to just quickly look at your website and see where there are some content wins. Now, looking through this, I was like, all right, is there anything on here that makes a lot of sense? Like if, let's say I owned a marketing business and I was looking to get more leads in for this marketing services business that I have. And what I found here was they had an interesting keyword that they rank well for called strategic marketing service. So what you can see here is that they do have a little bit of movement. It was in the 26th position and now it's in the 25th. It says it would be very easy to be able to rank for that. And the topic volume is 210 searches a month in that topic. And then here's the actual page where they're being able to pull that from. So where this gets really cool is the AI of this tool, MarketMuse, not only gives me these easy wins based on topic authority, but I can click this right here. And in the upper right-hand corner, I can go to Actions. And then what I want to do is I want to order a brief. All right, so confirm order. And then what this is going to do in the background is this brief is going to be something that is basically all the information that you would need and that you'd want to look at and consider when creating a new piece of content about the keyword that we just found in the matter of seconds. So while that brief is being updated, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you another tool, which is really helpful in a similar vein. So this tool is called Topic Ranker, and what it does is it allows you to discover easy to rank keywords. So again, we're getting away from the demographics, the statistical stuff like backlinks, and we're looking at some of the things that are a little bit harder to quantify, but putting them together to learn where there's some easy wins for keywords for your business. So if you go down, it actually explains how this works, but I find it a little bit easier just to go through the tool and show you how it works. So what I ended up doing was I took the Content Marketing Institute website, and I put it in. And I took that same keyword I found in MarketMuse, strategic marketing services, and I put it in the keyword here. And kind of like those cooking shows, I already have this prepared for you. Let's look at the results. So on this tool, it's saying that this would actually be a pretty easy keyword to search for. It's got a 9 for the difficulty, a 260 for volume. But what I really like about this tool is they actually lay out the weaknesses and problems discovered. So again, they're looking at all of the other search results that are showing up for different types of keywords as well. So this is great because it's giving me other keyword ideas. But when I look at the details here, it's telling me about what the issues are with each of these sites. So you can see things such as load time, which is a ranking factor with Google. You can say, oh, okay, like this site's in the 4th position and it almost took 10 seconds to load the page. That's not a great experience for people. So this particular thing right here is you hover over all these, it's pages with missing keywords and meta title, pages with low word count, page with poor readability. Basically, this one is that, us Americans, we don't have the highest average reading level. So maybe it's using words that are a little bit too hard to follow. The load speed is bad, or the page that is outdated that has been found. So this is a really cool tool with Topic Ranker in that it's looking at it from more of a holistic viewpoint, right? It's like looking at all of these different weaknesses and problems of the sites that are ranking in the top 10 and not looking at backlink profiles. Why would I use this tool over, let's say, a MarketMuse? Well, this tool here, if we want to go to pricing, you'll see that this is how the pricing breaks down. They have a free tier, they have a basic tier, and a premium tier. Now, if we go to MarketMuse, you do have a free tier, but you can see that the pricing goes up substantially after that. MarketMuse, in my opinion, is more so an enterprise level SEO tool. Obviously, it's going to cost you a lot, but I'm going to show you that content brief in a minute. You can see why it's so powerful. But what I would do is I would actually use a mix of different tools. I like ahrefs just for doing some basic keyword research. Now, let's go back to ahrefs because I do want to explore this a little bit better. Let's say you're looking at this and you say, you know what? I want to look up marketing services because I'm curious about that keyword because that's what I offer. And what are the potential keywords that I could rank for? What I would go do is down here, it says view all. And there's 25,000 keywords that we can look at, but this is ranked based on volume. And I can start getting an idea again on their system of keyword difficulty, but it gives me some ideas of like, what are some things I might want to consider here? What I like too is over here, they have these terms that you can look up, because I'm like, all right, well, consulting, if I'm looking for leads for my business, like somebody searching for consulting is a really great keyword. So marketing of consulting business, consulting marketing. But here's where I do like some of what ahrefs does. So why don't we go back to the Content Marketing Institute, and let's say that this is a competitor of yours, and you want to be able to rank on some of the keywords in terms that they're ranking. Well, what you can do here is you can do a competing domains search here, organic search. And I want to come up with a few other domains. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to come up with some domains that potentially are a good fit where they compete with this service. All right. So why don't we copy this link address, and backlinko, that's another good one. And what I want to do is go over to Content Gap. So I'm going to put this in, and then I'm also going to put in backlinko. And then I'm also going to actually put in ahrefs, because I think these are all competing pieces of content or website. So we're getting a bunch of keywords that these other sites are ranking for that our site is not ranking for. But what I want to do is I want to make it so that all three of the sites are ranking for these keywords, but our site is not. So this is why this is called content gap analysis. And now I can see, oh, okay, like Marketing Insider, Backlinko, and ahrefs are all ranking for video marketing, but we're not ranking for that. Why aren't we considering that? Why aren't we considering SEO strategy? All these words here are really quick ways that you can come up with ideas that Content Marketing Institute isn't ranking for when competitors are. So really cool tool, great way to find keyword ideas as well. Now, I know I'm hopping around quite a bit here, but I want to go back to Market Muse, and I want to see if our content brief is. So on the side here, we have briefs. So this is really cool when you're creating a brief with Market Muse. So we have our main topic here, which is strategic marketing services. What's the subheading topic? Well, there's a bunch of subheadings over here that you can look at very quickly. And again, you want to just think about what's the goal of this piece of content. Well, I want to, maybe it's strategic marketing for professional services. I can actually just drop that in right here. And then what I'm going to do is questions to answer. Well, I can go to questions. What does a strategic marketing plan do? How is strategic marketing services rated? Let's say, what is included in a marketing plan? And you can see that this is really easy to do this right here. So what is the difference between strategic marketing and marketing manager? All right, so what I want to do is add another section. So this section is going to be a little bit different than the strategic marketing for professional services one. So how about we go with define and identify which marketing technique. I love that. That's a great idea right there. So again, we can go to questions, and this one's going to be on marketing technique. So why don't we take a look at this? So what does marketing strategy look like? So as you're looking at this, what does it look like? What is included in a strategic marketing plan? All right, so these kind of answer the question of marketing techniques you will use. And then you can keep going through this process and coming up with your different H2s and then also the questions that you're answering. If you want to, you can look at topics, which gets a little bit broader, but for now, we're just going to stick with subheadings. So I'm going to do one more section here, and I kind of like this one down here, which is research and understand your target clients. All right, so then when it comes to the questions, so in this one, I'm actually going to write my own questions. So research and understanding your target clients. How do I know who my target client is? I'm also going to put in how to perform client research as a question. All right. I'll put a little question mark at the end of each. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is confirm and process. I'm going to say, yes, confirm. This will take about 15 minutes. And then what's going to happen is the AI behind Market is actually going to create a content brief. So I'll show you what that content brief looks like here in a minute, but you can see how helpful a tool like this is for identifying opportunities on your website, but then also structuring the process of creating a content brief that you can then pass over to your editorial manager, and then they can make sure that the writers are writing a piece of content based on actual data of things that are going to rank quickly on your website. So here's the brief that we have from Market Muse. This is cool. We get the suggested word count down to the word. And then as you go down, you have some of the questions people are asking, writing an engaging title. So you get suggestions on creative titles that are working for others, like 10 powerful strategies of service marketing. You're like, okay, that seems interesting for strategic marketing services. Which terms can you include in your title to set yourself apart? And then what I really like about this report is the information it gives you down here. If we keep going. Linking is a great way to show search engines your topical authority. Because again, we're talking about like topic clusters or content clusters. So what it does is it's giving you URLs that you could link to, right? So these are resources on the right people, brand strategy, new customers. But then from their own content, because sometimes it's hard to find the content that you should be linking to. If you're talking about professional services, consider linking to this page, digital marketing here, and target audience right here. So talk to target audience. Like this is a great example here where you have such a large website, you might not even know what you're supposed to even link to within your own site because you have so much content. So that's really cool. So when it comes to keyword research tools, it depends on what you're doing and where you're at. Like ahrefs could make sense if you're just doing some initial research, but if you're also looking to analyze an existing website that already has traffic and has some authority, then that's where things such as Topic Ranker or MarketMuse come in. Here you can see the final brief from MarketMuse. This is something that you can easily just be able to share with your editorial team. So they're able to know what the specific topic is, what are all the subtopics, what are all the terms that should be included, and even what internal links and external links should you have, and even what is the anchor text that should be included with those links when you're creating that content. So a couple questions that you can ask yourself that makes this a little bit easier is if you're just starting off and you're building a website from scratch and you don't have a lot of budget, I suggest ahrefs. Great tool just for going in, digging around, throw in some competitor websites, do that content gap analysis, keyword research, go into the keyword research tool, start there, get some search volume. If you have an existing website that has a decent amount of traffic, it's already got some visitors coming to it, then it becomes a question of what kind of budget do you have? If you have a big budget and you're more enterprise, MarketMuse can make a lot of sense because it streamlines your content production. Now, if you don't have that kind of budget for MarketMuse, then I would highly suggest checking out a tool such as Topic Ranker because that's going to be a little bit more budget friendly for you. Now, if you're curious on comparing two of the OGs in the space, what I've done for you is I've compared ahrefs versus SEMRush, and that video is on the screen right now, and you can check out that video and you're going to find more tips and tricks when you're doing your research and trying to grow traffic on your website. All right, I'll catch you in the next video.